Hello, everybody. Simon Hudson here in beautiful Squamish, British Columbia with your weekly real estate roundup for the week ending on Friday, February the 9th, 2024. It's actually Saturday here on Super Bowl Sunday weekend, and things are getting exciting, but the housing market is not because nobody's out shopping for houses because of the Super Bowl weekend, I think. Anyways, I'm a bit biased as a football fan. So what we got at the weekly roundup, basically there were 17 listings, 5 sales. We're on par with what happened last week. So you're not seeing that flood of properties hitting the market yet, although the properties that are hitting the market are on the higher price point, upwards of 2.8 million came to market today or 2 days ago, and another one day ago came on with 2.4. Not sure whether the market's going to support that, but you never know. We'll see what happens there. Apparently today was super slow in the open house market. I did not have an open house today, but I spoke to several of the realtors who did, and they are quite disappointed with the turnout. Very, very slow open house. So, yeah, is it Super Bowl weekend? Who really knows? I think more likely is the impact of speculation that people are having that the rates might actually increase. Now, it's not that the rates are actually going to increase. It's just that people are recognizing now that with the Bank of Canada being unable to bring inflation down from that 3 down to the 2% and having 50% of the items in the basket that creates the CPI index of which they gauge inflation from, half of them are going up and half of them are coming down. And that's causing a bit of a concern for the Bank of Canada. So how they're going to deal with this will be really interesting. I do have a theory on how this will all play out. I'll probably put that in a separate video because it's a bit long-winded to explain what happens when the government recognizes that they cannot get us back to 2% core inflation, and they have two options there. So I'll go through those on a later video. For now, the total number of listings are still creeping up a little bit. We're upwards of 157 on the market right now. So we've gone sort of from a low of in the 120s all the way up to 157. Now, it always seems like it's not a lot. We're going up 25, but from 125, that's, a 20%, almost a 20% increase. So that's pretty substantial in the level of properties hitting the market. But again, usually it's the third week in February, so it's still a couple of weeks away from when it would normally take off. So hopefully we'll start seeing some new listings come out, and those buyers that we have are all going to be able to get their financing in place and be able to purchase those properties. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, we'll see what happens as we move forward, but the potential front running of the interest rates that I mentioned last week, some of those people might get caught out. So there were a lot of offers put on properties last week, but the subjects haven't been removed. So two things there. One is that we're getting subjects being allowed to be kept for 14 days or longer, which is interesting. And a lot of the offers that were placed on properties were subject to sale, and the sellers are having trouble selling their properties. Which brings us to the one property of interest is 40405 Perth, which we said was interesting last week on the basis that it was priced at 1579, came down to 1549, and it has now been dropped to 1499. So we're now at a price point in the highlands of a property that has suite potential at under 1.5, and it's not being snapped up super quickly. So that's interesting. It's a really nice house, actually. So we'll be following that to see what happens, and I will keep you posted. I'll probably do another equity curve report shortly, and perhaps I can address what's going on with the Bank of Canada and the interest rate and how that might impact the mortgage rates and how it might impact what's going forward with housing prices. Until then, guys, again, Simon Hudson from beautiful Squamish, British Columbia. Please click on the subscribe button. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to comment on the video. I will check comments and reply. Thanks very much, guys. Have a wonderful day and enjoy the Super Bowl tomorrow. Bye for now.